you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Horror Syndicate Live. We're still trying to clear out these little bugs and glitches that we have, but hey, we have a wonderful show for you, so if you're just tuning in, you missed all the bullshit. So, yeah, it looks like I got a couple of things I have to fix real quick. Okay, let's try that. Come on, motherfucker. You want to do an echo?
Echo.
Piece of shit. Fucking A. Alright.
Very slight.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We have a great show for you tonight. If you're able to hear us or listen to us, sometimes Facebook likes to give us a little echo to let us know that we have to try harder to impress you. So, but you know, as we move along, we'll hopefully be able to give you the show that you are expecting and which we have for you right now. Welcome to Horror Syndicate Live. My name is Brian Enright. We're going to go around the round table. You can find me at The Horror Jew on Twitter, or you can find me at Brian Enright on Facebook.com. Up next, we have Baron Craze. Baron, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing quite fine, and greetings to all, and to most of you, I'm the horror historian. To others, I'm the psychotic who's just ready to tear off somebody's head and shit down their throat because you got too many assholes out in life who are just being total dicks in life. But you can find me on Twitter under the Baron_Craze, and also on Facebook under Baron Craze, and also look up the Baron's Crypt.
Awesome, thank you very much, Baron, and can't wait to check out your show this weekend. Up next we have Jared Letourneau. Jared, good evening for joining us today, or good evening joining us today. Shit, I don't fucking know. I'm all over the place.
Drink more.
Good evening, boils and ghouls. Jared here. You can follow me on Facebook at Jared Letourneau, or on the Twitter universe at zombie_survivor.
Awesome. Alright, up next, we have the one and only, well, she is our one and only female, but she's here, and she's here every week, giving us horror. Morgan, how are we doing tonight?
Okay.
Morgan, where can we find you, dear?
You can find me on Twitter at Morgan_Joel_S.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us. Up next, we have the one and only Sci-Fi Presents and Screenbox, Rayzilla. Ray, how are we doing tonight?
Happy New Year, horror fans. It's your old Uncle Rayzilla coming to you semi-erect from my lair here in...
It's going to be that kind of show.
Here in my lair, located somewhere off exit 18 Eve, the New Jersey Turnpike. Sorry, you know, these are the jokes, people. I'm sorry. If you want to look at my stupid Facebook page, you can follow me at the name you see below. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter for more shenanigans, you can follow me at RayzillaNJ. Today's show is brought to you by the letters P and U and the numbers 666. Take it away, Brian.
Absolutely. And last but not least, we have our president and Fuhrer, Ray Zor. Ray, welcome.
I know it's confusing, but you can find me on Twitter at Razor_33. I also have a Facebook page that you can like if you would like, and it's following comics, and I've been talking about Star Wars all day, so that's it.
All right.
And you can follow the Horror Syndicate, subscribe and follow and tweet and all that good stuff.
Yes, please follow the Horror Syndicate and like us. Not only like us, love us, respect us, and put us down in your memory. So we got a couple things that we're going to talk about next week. Next week, if you're not in it, then you're fucking losing out. Next week, we are discussing Friday the 13th on Friday the 13th. Not Wednesday, the 11th. But Friday the 13th, we have a great show for you. We're going to discuss all things Friday the 13th, Jason X, Freddy versus Jason, all that fun stuff. We're going to go into trivia about Friday the 13th.
We're just going to talk about dudes named Jason.
We're going to talk about dudes named Jason. We're going to talk about Pamela Voorhees. We're going to talk about, people who weren't Jason, but, kind of took the name of Jason and hid behind a mask and was fake Jason. And then
Hashtag Roy Burns lives.
Exactly. And then we're going to get down to Jason going to hell and his final fights with Freddy after he goes to space. Or was it before he goes to space? I don't know. He goes to space at one point.
Before.
before. So before he goes to space, he fought Freddy. So yeah, next week, tune in next Friday because we have a great fucking show for you, and we're gonna discuss all things Friday the 13th. I'm excited. You should be excited. So be there. Up next, we have Bloody Streaming Roulette. Jared, what do we have for this week, and what do we have for last week's for Bloody Streaming Roulette, Jared?
Last week, I took another week off to do a special article because my birthday falls on New Year's Eve. So I did a review of New Year's Evil. Very, very tame slasher, but it has excellent music. I enjoyed it. Honestly, the best part about it is the self-titled theme song by the name of the movie. That's probably the most memorable thing of the movie.
It's hard to find a copy of that one.
Scream Factory has a release of it.
Oh, well, I'm ordering it now.
But I am picking up my Bloody Streaming Roulette again this week. And for those of you listening that don't know what that is, it is a blind game that I play with streaming services. I do Netflix and Hulu generally. I'll just blindly pick a movie that I've never seen before and watch it, whether it be good or bad. Hopefully it's good. Next week, it looks like this weekend is going to be Late Phases. It's a werewolf movie.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard some good things about it. I haven't actually seen it yet, so I was kind of glad to land on it. When deadly beasts attack from the forest, it is up to a grizzled veteran to uncover what the residents of a secluded retirement community are hiding. Looking forward to it.
You watch these films so we don't have to.
Fuck you, Amazon.
I do my best.
All right, well, we're very excited. If you missed those titles, Jared, what were the titles again?
The movie I did last week was New Year's Evil, and this week is Late Phases from 2014. It's a werewolf movie that can be found on Netflix.
Awesome. Definitely going to check that out. I wanted to check that out for a while, Late Phases. I'm not sure. Is that the movie directed by David Hayter, who voiced Metal Gear Solid, a Solid Snake? Or I don't know.
It looks like it looks like a Spanish or Hispanic guy. Adrian Garcia Bagliano.
Okay, so it's not the movie I'm thinking of. Well, I'll figure it out one day. My mind's all screwed up. So, but yeah. Also, Friday nights, you're not doing anything Friday nights. Check out the Midnight VHS presentation page. We'll also stream it on the Horror Syndicate, where you can find yourself a double feature of VHS horror movies that are out of print that you can no longer find. And sometimes for a double feature, I'll add in a special horror HD movie. For last week, we had Dead Alive, directed by Peter Jackson, which is, in the other states, I believe it's called Brain Dead. And, I can't think of the movie I played before that. Shit.
Your mom ate my dog.
Street Trash, that's right. Thank you so much, Jared, for reminding me. Street Trash, where the message is, don't drink because you will die.
Yes, that is the ultimate message.
It
has some great gore. Oh, that's got some great gore.
I loved it.
Street Trash. I remember that movie. I remember it being very phosphorescent.
Yes.
The visual effects being very vivid colors, greens and blues and yellows and things like that. People oozing all over the place.
Very much so.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a fun movie. I loved it. I have it on DVD, and I discovered I had it on VHS, so I was like, fuck it, let's play this movie. And
there's some sort of toilet monster, too. Wasn't there? Am I thinking of the right movie?
There was a good toilet death, yes.
There is a toilet death.
Toilet monster sounds right up your alley, Ray.
Yeah.
Yes.
The toilet.
Oh yeah, well,
I believe the toilet monster is from a movie that was very similar to Street Trash called Slime City. Baron, correct me if I'm wrong here, but the name of it was Slime City. I forget who directed it and who produced it, but I remember there being a toilet monster.
I'm confused. I guess I'm mixing up my sleaze cinema.
I've done it. I've done it before. I fucked up with Tombs of the Blind Dead and Burial Grounds. It happens. It happens to all of us. Like, body dysmorphia and movies about mummy zombies. Yeah, everyone's gonna fuck it up. Also, we have our Horror Hall of Fame discussion that we will get into a little bit about later, and we have the Freddy versus Jason segment, which you will see pop up as we gradually go along. Throughout this week, we will have Freddy versus Jason. Basically, what that means is you need to vote for your favorite Freddy versus Jason kill. There'll be a round 1, round 2, round 3, and then last a round 4, where we take your favorite deaths and we put them into our segment for the Friday the 13th episode next Friday, and I'm really looking forward to that. Up next, we have our one and only discussion where we discuss Scream Queens, Women of Horror, but now the name of the topic is called Women of Horror. And Razor, who do we have this week?
Well, after almost no discussion, we decided on Elvira, Mistress of the Night. Or the Dark. Is it the Dark or the Night?
Of the Dark.
Same difference.
Mistress of the Dark.
We decided on Elvira. She's not really a Scream Queen, of course, and this is why we were able to expand on the segment to Women of Horror. And again, she's also not really in many horror films. I think she did 2, maybe 3 films of her own. And what was the first one? Was it just Elvira, Mistress of the Dark?
Yes.
On Elvira's Haunted Hills.
And then,
that was the second
Elvira,
film, I believe.
The second one.
There's her movie Macabre, which you can find a lot of those episodes where she hosts horror movies on Hulu and apparently Screambox, which we're not going to talk about, right?
Yep.
Yeah, good old Screambox. Hey, we want you to come back. How many emails of those did I get? Probably like 7 in one fucking day. But that's okay.
Please come back. We need your money.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right, though. But yeah,
back.
Elvira, also known as Cassandra Peterson, super major hottie. Everyone loves her in the horror circuit. You're right. She has hosted the Elvira videos where she is doing like kind of a riff tracks, and she has 2 movies, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and Elvira's Haunted Hills, where she co-stars with Riff Raff. What is his name?
From Rocky Horror.
From Rocky Horror. Richard O'Brien. I don't know why I lost that. I think it's the coquito that I'm drinking. It's really easy to make. If you want the recipe, just email myself or Rayzilla at the end of the show, and I'm sure you'll get 2 different recipes.
He might give you the wrong recipe.
But give it a shot. Give it a whirl.
Where
if I could jump in on Elvira.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Elvira came at a time in television where the traditional horror movie host had kind of vanished. When I was a young kid growing up in the 70s, we had, of course, Zachary the Cool Ghoul, who was the traditional horror show host, and he did all of his shtick, and then he would run the Atomic Brain or the Angry Red Planet or something like that. You would see these really great classic old films. There was a second one in the northern New Jersey area and also in the Philadelphia area called Chiller Theater. There was one called Creature Features, and then all of that kind of disappeared for a little while. And I can recall traveling. I would vacation in Florida every year with my family. And down in Florida, there was a horror show host by the name of Dr. Paul Barra. He was very popular. He was very popular in the southern portion of the country, and so I got a little bit of a fix whenever I went on vacation. I could go see go and tune in and see Dr. Paul Barra on the weekends. But then in sort of in the 80s, that kind of disappeared. The late night horror show host as cable television came into it, and Elvira very wisely came along. Cassandra Peterson created this character, and and really filled a void that wasn't going on anymore in television. And she made it seem fresh and new, and grew enormously successful from it. But it's certainly nothing. She just took what was an established bit of performance in horror cinema, and she gave it a new twist and a fresh twist. Now, it doesn't hurt to the fact that she's incredibly attractive, and has the figure to match.
She doesn't seem to age.
No, she certainly doesn't. But I always found it to be genuinely funny. Some of the stuff, some of the material is like really, really, really genuinely funny. The movies she did her best. I don't think the movies were quite as good as the shows, the episodes themselves, but definitely worthy of the title of Woman of Horror. Because through her, a lot of guys and gals got turned on to some really terrific horror films. A lot of it is public domain stuff that you could go out and find and see on your own. But she also helped to turn people on to a lot of really good movies. I think she's a worthy candidate and a great topic.
Did you know there was a show in 2007 called The Search for the Next Elvira?
Yeah.
It was on Fox.
No, that doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, I just found that out. I guess it didn't do well. There was only 4 episodes. But Kane Hodder and Rick Baker were on there. And Manvira. 2 of them. 2 Manviras.
Manvira.
Yeah, never heard of that. But,
sounds naughty. and so, by the way, here's my, I like to show off my autograph collection, and here is my Elvira autograph. As you could see, as you could see there it is.
I can't see anything, Ray. Did you do something to your camera?
Huh?
You're back now. Try it again.
Oh, you didn't see it before?
No, for some reason when you go on, it keeps taking you off.
When I go on, it takes me off. There you go. Well, here she is. Here's Elvira. This was, I hope it's working. I hope you can see.
It's
can
not.
You see it now?
No.
Now you can see it, right? I bet you can see it now.
For those
right?
tuning in, please use your imagination to imagine what Rayzilla is showing you. It must be some type of error with Google Hangouts. In case you at home were wondering what program we were using to talk to each other live, we're using Google Hangouts, and right now Google Hangouts is being a fucking turd. So, but Ray, please describe.
Did I just pull a Mariah Carey?
Eloquently?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did I just pull a Mariah
sing along,
Carey?
guys. Just sing along.
I deserve a vacation too. Yeah.
Yeah. Just describe what you are holding, and I will imagine it as well as everyone else watching.
You know what? Don't describe what you're holding. Let's stop right there. We're talking about Elvira, who knows what you're holding.
a wise choice, Razor. A wise choice. You can't, because you could put it in the hands of your lawyer, but it's never going to stand up in court. So
yeah, exactly. Well, I just figured, we're looking at Elvira's Haunted Hills, and you're holding a picture of her in one hand, and who knows what in the other. It's a good thing we got the black screen.
This is true. I do laminate all of my autographs, so.
Poor Morgan.
Boy, this one blew quickly. I was holding up an autograph. I have a very nice color 8x10 of Elvira, and I was showing everybody.
Did you meet her, or did you get that somewhere?
No, I met her. She had come to the offices at Rock Center. She was actually looking for us to finance the second movie, Haunted Hills. She wanted to see if we would come in as a financier, and we said no.
Oh, we can see you again. What did you have? Go.
You could see me again?
Son of a bitch!
Oh, really?
Yes. Okay, you're right there. All right.
It's working.
Just
now?
hold it up the whole show, just in case.
Just do it, right?
Yeah, there it is.
Hold it on your face.
There you go. Can you now see the autograph?
Yeah, there we go.
Elvira.
For
Are you
those
sure you can see? Are you absolutely sure that you can see this now?
Yes.
for those who are watching at home, Google
completely
Hangouts has
positive that
blessed
you-
Rayzilla
Because
to
you
show
can't,
off.
you know. This is
All I can see are her dirty pillows.
this is live television, folks. You know, trying to be a good sport here. All right, there you go.
The World
All right.
Wide Web we have here. Thank God. I don't know what I would do without internet because, I don't think I would have been able to go to sleep tonight if and I didn't see Rayzilla holding up a picture of Elvira signed with her boobs. I think that I would have been very upset and not been able to sleep well tonight. But hopefully the coquito will help me drink better or sleep better while I'm drinking.
Help you drink better for sure.
I spoke with her and her husband. They pitched us Elvira's
Oh,
Haunted
she's
Hill,
married? Son of a
and
bitch.
we were.
You're
I also
married
have a
too,
calendar.
Oh, that's
So
right.
she also sent me. She
got
sent me
you.
an Elvira calendar that's pretty damn spicy.
Ooh.
That she signed as well. But yeah, they were looking to Sci-Fi to come in as a financier.
And
And
Sci-Fi said no.
Yeah.
Right up Sci-Fi's alley.
not at the time, you know. Not
What a
it's a very weird environment, you know, what's in vogue and what isn't.
So hold on, let me set this up. Elvira comes in with her husband to try to get this movie financed, and you're sitting at the table. Now this is just my imagination. You're sitting at the table with the rest of the execs, and you're like, "Sign this, sign right on your boobs, please." Is that how it went?
No.
No. Nah.
No, it went more like this. It went, hi, nice to meet you, Elvira and Elvira's husband. We're not interested in your movie because we're looking more.
Manvira.
We're looking more into about sharks being in a tornado. So your movie doesn't cut it, but thank you for coming in. We're gonna go have the sharks and tornadoes, and who else did you have?
Debbie Gibson.
Ray, did we lose you?
Yeah.
Oh no, we didn't lose
No,
you.
no, I'm here.
Okay.
That was in like 2000, 2001, wasn't it? That was a long time ago.
The truth of the matter is that we were making monster movies. That's what we wanted. Monster movies.
Yeah,
We were
like
making
like the
monster
werewolf-
movies, one after
the
another.
werewolf movie with Kevin Sorbo.
I'm sorry?
the werewolf movie with Kevin Sorbo.
I don't recall.
You know, well, I gotta look that up. I can't remember, but it's like
We did a werewolf movie
Right,
with
Kevin
John Saxon.
Sorbo. Oh no, this had Kevin Sorbo. My wife loves Kevin Sorbo.
Dude, Kevin
But the
Sorbo.
funny thing about Kevin Sorbo was here's a story about Kevin
Oh,
Sorbo.
I think I know what you're talking about.
We wanted him for movies for the longest time, and his agent kept saying he's not interested, and then we later discovered that the agent never spoke to him whatsoever about it.
Oh my
And
God,
here
that's
we
it.
are. Here, stop and think about it for a moment. Here we are, financiers. The movie doesn't get made without us, and we're calling you saying we want you in the movie, and the agent's saying no, and we gave up asking. And he eventually caught wind of it and jumped in, but it was, by then, the movies were leaning more towards the Sharknado, kind of stuff, and I was getting phased out of the
Cry wolf.
situation. But
Werewolf.
it was
Over the top style.
it was no, but it was just foolish on his agent's part, because here we are saying, his work, hello. And they just kept turning it down.
Well, you have nothing to
So you
worry
did-
about because Kevin Sorbo is only doing Christian-related movies now. Like that's it. Like Walmart has him under contract to make like every Christian Bible-related movie ever
The
made.
faith-based films do very, very, very well.
Were you there in 2007, 2008? Because that's when Never Cry Werewolf came out.
Me, yes.
With Nina Dobrev and Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah, I was there. I was there up until 2012.
It may not be a sci-fi film, but that's where I saw it.
He may have.
Yeah, I did too.
He
I
may have
think.
done one or two towards the end, but again, I was getting, they added more people on. I was getting pushed out at the time, and so a number of things got made that I wasn't a part of. Say
Should have taken the deal with
That could've been
Elvira.
one of them. Say again?
Should have taken the deal with Elvira.
Who knows? Who knows if it would have done well or not? You know, like I said, you know, you go through what's in vogue, you know, and monster movies were working. We were getting great ratings. There were two things were getting good ratings: Battlestar Galactica and the Saturday night movies. And sometimes the Saturday night movies were doing better than Battlestar Galactica. And you know, so the natural instinct of a programmer is when something works, you want more of it. That's why you have 6 different CSIs, and you have Chicago Hope and Chicago Fire, and you know, The Voice and the competition shows, because as programmers, when something works, we want more of it.
Right. And this was like 2001, so Elvira was losing steam as a commodity. So I mean, it's from a business standpoint, you kind of had to move on.
I feel like the 80s and 90s were her time.
We weren't greenlighting gothic comedies. We were greenlighting monster movies. Running, jumping, screaming, bleeding, high body count monster movies. Yeah. You know, hammerhead sharks and giant snakes and T-Rexes and Cyclopses and
Sharktopus.
And yeah, you know, stuff that we didn't make that we bought. You know, like Sharktopus. Sharktopus got made with us in mind, but we really didn't have much to do with Sharktopus at all. We just bought it.
Did you have anything to do with Megapython versus Super Gator?
Yes.
Tiffany and Debbie Gibson.
Yes, I did.
Just throwing another one out there that I saw.
And now you will take your punishment, Ray Cannell.
You see, the best thing about what you've been saying, Ray.
I almost feel like
the best thing you've been saying, Ray, is like I'm sitting here like, Ray, are you making up these movies? Or are you just pulling these movies out of your ass? And then I have Ray Cannell over here saying, yes, I was behind that movie. Yes, I was behind. And it's like movies I like, really, they exist, and then you're just confirming it. It's like
we would watch if the sci-fi. Me and my brother-in-law and a couple others. When sci-fi would start promoting some of these movies that were so ridiculous, like what did I just say? Versus.
Megapython versus Gatoroid or something like that.
Yeah. That was another.
That was the Debbie Gibson Tiffany one.
Yeah, when they brought the that's the reason I watched that.
Laugh. That's directed by Mary Lambert.
I love Debbie Gibson and mostly Tiffany. That's why I watched it. And then they had a girl fight in the movie,
which was
I wish I would have been
doing. I insisted that there be the cat fight. And
thank you for that.
And I think I told this story here. I had a wonderful meeting with Mary Lambert. We laughed our asses off. She was totally in on the gag of having Debbie Gibson and Tiffany and just wanting this really, and we really wanted an exaggerated cat fight with really big punches and people flying over tables. And we had the best discussion about it. She came into the office at Rock Center, and it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. They helped promote it. They hosted the night. The night of the premiere, we shot additional material of them on a set together, hosting together. It was, if you grew up listening to those two gals and you fantasized about those two gals, we really wanted to deliver the goods. And I think we did on that one. The movie's stupid as shit, but
it's a bad movie, but
it's a dumb friggin' movie, but god damn it, you laugh your ass off.
Which one was the one that starred the guy who played Steve Urkel? Because I did see that one.
I don't know that one.
Was that Crocosaurus?
Stefan Urkel?
Was that
White?
Was that Mega Octopus versus Crocosaurus? Am I just making up names now?
No, it's pretty close.
Okay.
You know what? I think
we could something. It's probably accurate.
Which is the one where the guy's in the airplane and he's like, I'm sick, and then he looks out the window, he's like, oh shit, and then a shark jumps up and eats the airplane, and then it just dies in like 3D disaster.
That was Mega Shark.
That was what?
That was Mega Shark. That was the first one from Asylum. I'm pretty sure of it. And again, you know, we made a lot of films, but we also bought my my primary job was to buy movies that were already finished and get them on the air. And Mega Shark was one of those movies where it was already finished. It was already done. I didn't have to do anything except negotiate the deal. And and then we stuck our name on it. We called it a Sci-Fi Channel original because we got the premiere, and we stuck our name on it. We put it on the air.
Mega Shark versus Crocosaurus.
That's the one with Steve Urkel?
2010.
I knew I saw that one. I was like, yo,
Mega
that
Shark versus
like
Crocosaurus.
Steve Urkel got ripped.
I think that one got. I think that one was a purchase, not necessarily something that I had to sit down and shepherd through the process. Because that's the other thing that I did was I shepherded these films from the concept through the various drafts of the script. Right down to the casting. I looked at rehearsals. I looked at audition tapes. Dailies, raw cuts. I would shepherd the film all the way through to the end.
What's the one movie where there's sharks involved? And the one guy says, I kid you not, he says to this girl, it's the main guy and the main girl, and they're on a pier late at night after they just witnessed a bunch of people on a cruise ship get eaten by a huge shark. And the guy looks at the girl and says, you know what I want to do right now? And she says, what? And he says, I really like to take you home and eat your pussy. And then they go home and they have sex. What is the name of that movie? I know it was you guys that were in charge of that movie.
Well, first of all, Brian, that was on. No.
It was Jaws of Revenge.
They wouldn't have said pussy.
Stay off the pipe, Brian.
No, I'm dead serious. Oh, I'm gonna look it up. And you're gonna.
No, because we would never have. We would. No. Now this was advertised.
That was Michael Caine saying to Mrs. Brody in Jaws of Revenge. I'm telling you.
This was advertiser-based cable. We would never have that line in the movie.
No, not maybe on cable. Not on cable, but that line was said on DVD.
But the movie, I could tell you what the movie is, and it was one that I was heavily involved in. That was Jersey Shore Shark Attack.
Was that the one?
Remember Jersey Shore Shark Attack? They had oh my goodness! Now we had a cameo from.
I was just thinking about that. I was literally just looking at that up on IMDb.
Yeah, that one I really was. I cast a good friend of mine in that one, and Paulie Walnuts is in it, and
the guy from NSYNC.
Yeah, Joey Fatone has a great cameo in it. Yeah, I had a lot to do with that one. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
All the Italian references, all of the Italian gags. Yeah, we had a good time with that one. That was made for fun. We were having a lot of fun.
All right.
In other news.
So the movie, I found it, and this is the name of the movie. It's called Shark Attack 2.
No, it probably ran on Sci-Fi, but I didn't.
Okay.
No, that's not one that I did.
I just wanted to make sure because I couldn't believe when I first heard that line. It said, the movie came out in like 2009 or something, and when I heard it, it still hurt my virgin ears when I heard that movie.
We would not have put dialogue like that in the movie. No,
okay.
No. One of the things that you can really that you could certainly notice throughout the time that I was working on the movie is. A real lack of sensuality. There's, it would drive me a little crazy when I was dealing with European filmmakers because they would say to me, Ray, we need a scene in the film where they find a lake and the girl must bathe in the lake. I need this scene. I need, and it made no sense in the film. Half of the cast has been, killed and eaten by the monster, and of course, we're gonna stop and take a bath in the lake, because I got a little schmutz on me, and I would explain to them that we've only got a limited amount of time. There's 8 commercial interruptions. I have no use for a scene like that. So whenever you see the movies that we did for Sci-Fi, there's not a lot of sex in them at all. There's not a lot of skin in them at all. We really wanted them to be action films. And when we did Snakehead Terror, we cast Carol Alt, and a critic actually criticized us for not putting her in a bikini. The reviewer said, Here you have Carol Alt, one of the most gorgeous women on the planet, and you covered her up the whole film. Well, that was the part. That was the character. And I don't believe in putting the action on hold to show a shower sequence. I mean, or this and that. We were trying to make more action movies.
Yeah, it just
we were trying to.
Yeah, it would have been silly if
Morgan
it was
says,
like,
good.
like part of the movie where she's walking around with a bra and panties, has nothing to do with the fucking movie, and then it's just like next scene she's like, oh, I'm wearing clothes again.
Or even the last shot, where they kill the monster, they're covered in the guts of the monster, and they look at each other and they kiss. Ooh, baby, that made me hot.
Yeah.
It's not real. I guess the point I'm trying to make is that we really tried to stay real to the moment. If we're telling a story about a monster, then you want to be real to the moment. And if your friends are dead, that doesn't make you horny.
No, it doesn't.
Exactly.
I'm not going to drop trout and take a shower.
Yeah, you're not going to be like, oh, my friends are dead. Let's go home and eat my pussy. Like, they don't say shit like that.
Now, if the producers chose to shoot scenes like that, that was fine, and that would go into the DVD, that would go into the VHS, and that wouldn't be part of our print. But no, that was never really part of the formula.
Okay.
I think we're digressing a great deal here.
We are a bit.
We are.
Elvira,
Baron, you've been quiet. You have anything you want to say about Elvira, or you just been listening and drinking?
No, a couple things. Let's see here. Let's backtrack a little bit. First, on Ray Zilla, you mentioned that a lot of the horror hosts kind of died out basically in the early 80s portion. There's one that was pretty local in the Philadelphia area. It was a show called A Saturday Night Dead. It ran from about 84 to maybe closing out in the early 90s. That was a really interesting one. We had a lot of B movies on it, just to kind of throw it out. However, on Elvira, some people may or may not know this. She did get sued by Vampira.
That's right.
She got sued for Vampira stating that
likeness rights.
Her personality, if you would.
Yeah.
It was dismissed in court. So it was interesting. And of course, if you look through Elvira's life, I mean, if you go from all the things she got involved with, it's quite incredible. I mean, she was hosting a lot of these movies and shows and comic books that ran on Marvel Comics. And then, of course, you get into the drinking phase of it. Hey, she was a big spokesperson for Coors beer for all the Halloween kind of.
That's right.
I had a standee of her in my room at one time.
I actually still do have a standee where my library is with all types of books on all subjects. And of course, I know somebody who does own a pinball game that she had licensed her image and picture onto. So she is very big in all the collector's markets for things she has done. And she was able to escape from a lawsuit that didn't hurt her career in any way, but it basically destroyed, in a way, Vampira, who was, usually associated with the Edward Jr. So it kind of crushed her career. So I would say that she's made out fairly well in the direct relation to the fans. Maybe not with movies, but just with all the attention she gets from all the events she goes to.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Baron, real quick, you have a shout out. Vincent Mento, he is a new listener to the Horror Syndicate Live, but he is a current listener to the Baron's Crypt, and he follows your show, and he just wanted to give a shout out.
Oh, yeah, Vincent, he does a lot of, he posts a lot of questions on the Baron's Crypt when we have a guest on or something. So, Vincent, thanks for chiming in and listening to the show.
Thanks, Vincent.
Thank you, Vincent.
Thank you, Vincent.
It's always great to have new people listening to the show and watching us, and especially when they're coming in organically through Baron's Crypt or through the website. So, but yeah, I figured I let you know, Baron, that you have a fan from Baron's Crypt watching you on the Horror Syndicate Live.
Thank you.
We take walk-ins.
Awesome.
All right.
Always welcome.
So, anyone else have anything they want to cover about Elvira, the Mistress of the Dark, before we move on to our next segment?
Let me just ask this question. Is she a Scream Queen?
Not to me.
No, I was
No.
not a Scream Queen.
I had an argument with somebody about this my old website, and I said, no, 10 Scream Queens in October for 31 Days of Horror, and we came up with 9, and we're like, okay, we need one more, and he's like, how about Elvira? I was like, nope. You can use her as maybe a horror icon, but not a Scream Queen.
Yeah,
And he's like,
that's a great distinction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
So that's all I have to say. She's great.
She has a
Elvira's
huge impact on the horror genre, but I would not consider her a Scream Queen.
No, that's why she would be. I'd say an icon. Just like Svengoolie up here. Anybody heard of Svengoolie?
Sure. We get Svengoolie here in northern Jersey, but
I think he's from Chicago.
Yeah, no, I think that's the perfect distinction between a Scream Queen and a horror icon. Of course, one could be both, but those also, you can have individuals as well.
All right.
Agreed.
So I have a
All
question.
right.
I have a question for everybody before we move on to the next topic.
It's not another sci-fi movie, is it?
No. It's about Elvira. How many? This is going back to the days of VHS. How many of you had Elvira's Haunted Hills, but always rewound? You know that part I'm talking about. I'm looking right at you. You know that part. You would always rewind and play that part in slow motion. How many of you did it? Come on.
Who are you talking to?
Talking to the world right now. I'm looking right at the camera. Looking right at the camera.
What happened in Haunted Hills? Because I know at the end of the first one,
There is a scene. There's a
scene.
scene when she gets out and she's naked and she's putting on clothing and
Oh.
and the kids have the ladder up and they're looking at her through the window. Am I the only one who knows
Dang.
this scene?
That was the first movie.
Yes.
I can't say that I've seen it. I'm afraid.
All right. Well, I was one of those kids. I was like, yeah, let me play that part in slow. And then I found out it was a stunt. I found out it was a stunt double. And this whole time, I didn't even get her
Which is
name.
weird because she posed nude when she was younger, before she was Elvira.
Well, yeah. She did some stuff for Playboy, I think, and she was also before she was Elvira, she was Cassandra Peterson. And there's this really good book about groupies. I forget the name of it, but she has a whole segment about it. I know we discussed it earlier on the show. We're covering Elvira, not so much Cassandra Peterson, but honestly, go check it out. And it's got like all this like famous stories of all these groupies because Cassandra Peterson was a groupie. She hung out. She never slept with, but she hung out with Led Zeppelin. She hung out with Elvis Presley. And she, in the end, she lost her virginity to Tom Jones, who wasn't very nice to her. But
The Welsh Elvis.
yes,
Tom Jones.
yeah, what Jared's doing. what Jared's doing.
I think he's having a seizure. Actually.
Who, Tom Jones? All right, so we're gonna move on to our next segment. Up next, thank you, Elvira, very much for hanging out with us. But up next we have our Razor's Burn. Now what this is that our leader and Fuhrer, Razor, he asked us questions that have to do with horror, and this is also for audience participation. If you feel like you want to chime in, please comment below on the Facebook Live video group chat and give us your answers, and we'll even shout you out on the website as well. And we're not going to do anything crazy where we burn an animal in your name, but we're gonna at least mention you on the air. So
This is the part where we want to hear from you.
exactly.
If you like what we're doing, tell your friends.
Exactly. So Razor's Burn, Ray, what do you got for us tonight?
Razor burn.
I have 4 questions, and the first one of them, I believe we did in an earlier episode, but I want to cover it again because we did something on the Facebook page and got a big response. The first question is kind of going back to my comic book writing. Okay, you ready?
We are ready.
What the hell was that?
Bah, bah.
Okay, suddenly you wake up. You look outside and you see smoke in the air and wrecked cars and the dead are walking the streets. What is the first thing you do, and then where do you go? Your families don't exist. It's just you. You start, Morgan, since you left first.
Oh Lord. Wait. So is this like the beginning of the like? This is the
Beginning of the zombie apocalypse. You wake up and it's zombie time.
Okay, so before this moment, it was not the zombie apocalypse.
Nope, you wake up to it.
Okay, I will probably check my phone and be like, "Oh, what's going on?" That's what I do every morning anyway.
You're like Rick
out
Grimes, who wakes up from a coma, and I'm gonna check my phone first.
Yeah, I'd be like,
What's my status?
Go on our Twitter tweet.
I go live right away on Facebook. Wake up, go live. Hey, everybody. What's cracking in the world?
That's a
Does
great
it look
answer.
like this where you are, or?
So where would you go after you found out that there were, would you go anywhere or would you stay at home, and what kind of zombie survivor would you be?
I would go to a store.
A store?
Except that
Supplies.
probably wouldn't work out very well because there'd probably be a bunch
Go
of
to
people
the
there.
store, maybe
and,
get yourself a nice piece of fish. You know?
No.
Get some bagels and lox.
Who wants to go
Get
next?
some
Bagel, a
Twinkies.
little schmear.
Get some Twinkies, guys. Twinkies.
Twinkies.
Brian,
Now,
what
now
would
you're
you
thinking.
do?
Now you're thinking the long term. Now.
What am I thinking? I'm thinking that I just drank this whole bottle of Coquito really fast. And my answer would be I would just wait for everyone to die out so I can then start looting. And I know all the great places to loot because I will hide out with my canned food, wait till everyone's dead or turns, and then I would just, pick up the stragglers, form a society, kind of like, the governor did, but a little bit of a Negan line twist to it. And yeah, just start my own revolution and drive around with a huge giant tow truck with spikes on it, and go Mad Max on bitches. That's what I would do. You wanted my honest answer.
Oh Lord.
Mad Max
Okay,
Beyond Thunderdome.
Baron? What, Tina Turner?
Yes.
What about you, Baron?
All right. So, actually, believe it or not, a lot of people who are now listening know that I've actually played this scenario out on my show. So,
Ooh.
yeah. So I'm what you would call the person who goes to any kind of store or anything ever. I'm always the guy who's looking for what weapon can I grab immediately to use, and which way is the fastest way out of the damn building. Because once I get outside, it might be a little bit better than being in the confined zone of everybody around me. So if I'm at home and I wake up to this problem, a lot of people know that there's a certain room in my house that's just, let's say, really endorses the Second Amendment highly and heavily. That room will be going there first to make sure I have everything I need, which is always fully stocked and ready. And I just wait a little bit and know my neighbors very well, and basically start venturing to their houses and taking what I want and coming back to homestead that's already been secured. So I'm ready. Anytime. Let's have it. I played this game out 1,000 times with people, so they're all knowing, going, yeah, Baron's ready for it. He's just hoping it just happens tomorrow.
All right, so we're going to Baron's house.
Yes,
I'm just. This is just me prepping.
Hey,
Okay.
I've watched the prepper shows. I like those people.
Oh, those are good shows. The Doomsday Prepper shows.
I love them.
Yeah.
They're nice people, really. They teach you important skills.
Oh, they do. They really do.
Bag and ready to go. It's just how
I would before it happens dig a tunnel in my backyard. Like in 10 Cloverfield Lane. That's a fallout shelter type of thing.
Yeah.
What about you, Ray? Jared, you're last.
Well,
'cause you're the
me
zombie survivor.
personally, I think I would most likely cover myself in my own excrement and wander the streets weeping. That would.
Good answer.
That would.
Oh,
This is before the zombie apocalypse, people. This is one of Ray's hobbies.
This is just a Tuesday in Ray's
This
life.
is Tuesday night, yeah.
Ray. Okay, so you said our family's not there. What happened to our family? Are they zombies or did they just
exist.
abandon us? They don't
They
exist.
don't exist.
Okay.
You
They're
don't have
just by
any.
yourself, yeah.
They joined
Yeah.
Rayzilla's tribe and they cover themselves
Yeah.
in Rayzilla's poop. Okay,
And I
that's
see
what
my
happened to your
poop
family.
smeared all over her face with a spear. Saying, "Here
And I
to
become
Rayzilla."
the leader.
Hashtag horror. No, just the only reason I say families don't exist is because I know the first thing I would do if I woke up and saw that outside would be go to my family and make sure they're okay and take care of them. But if you take them out of the equation, then you could think about what you would do. Because I wrote a comic about this, and the guy wakes up, goes to work, and nobody's there at work, because it's at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and he goes to the door. It's a big Home Depot, and he goes to the front door. The manager's sitting there trying to open the door, put the key in the lock, and he's a zombie. So anyway,
I think
I would go to Home Depot. A lot of weapons there.
I think we got
True.
the best of both worlds. If we go hang out with Baron and cover ourselves in Ray's shit, I think that we'll be able to survive the apocalypse pretty well.
Oh God.
I'm not going to cover myself in my own shit. But
I'll drink the Snapple bottles, but I don't throw them away because they could make nice little cocktails later on for the apocalypse. So you got to be prepared all the time.
Molotov or the real,
Molotov.
Okay.
I like to cover Inferno while we're at it. If hell's breaking loose on life, let's just have a nice Inferno while we're at it.
And I think the Baron and I would work well in concert together. He throws the Molotov cocktails. I, a la G.G.
Your
Allen,
shitty ass out there.
GG.
I'd wake up and jump on the Xbox. That's what I would do.
It's
Jared's
the
turn.
primate in me. I think it's the primate. There's like a little simian part of my brain that just makes me want to throw my own feces. So
I honestly think that the people who were born in 1985 and beyond would be the first to go, because we wouldn't have technology. We wouldn't know what to do without cell phones. I think that we would be the first to go to freak
Clearly.
out, lose our shit.
It'd be over for you.
Yeah,
The millennials.
The millennials, but it's also a good proposition, because you could have the Millennial Thunderdome, where you could just have all these young kids born at a certain time, have all the old heads sitting around, be like, and like making bets on like who's gonna kill the other person, and like
And the
Elvira will be the Tina Turner. She'll be the leader of the Thunderdome.
Which one's going to figure out what to do first?
The fucking
They're busy
winner,
tweeting, like-
gets the Wi-Fi password. Okay, that's what happens.
Perfect. Now can we hear Jared's answer?
Yes.
We got other questions.
I don't live in a densely populated area as you all do, so I would be able to drive out of town for a little ways after I collect all the supplies at my house, and I actually have a farmhouse in the middle of Kansas that I could fortify. An old family farmhouse. Will be
Okay,
good
now
for
you're
a
just
bit.
now you're just talking about the plot of Night of the Living Dead.
Yes.
You got the keys to the gas pump?
I do.
Guys.
And because it's literally in the middle of nowhere, it's going to take zombies like a year to walk there.
Oh, they'll get there. All right.
Eventually.
beat them or burn them. They go up pretty easy.
You ready for question
Wait,
two?
wait. No, wait.
What?
I have to say something.
Oh, come
The
on.
city where I the city where I
You've
live
heard enough,
is
haven't you, Morgan?
city
You've had
that
enough.
the guy is in the beginning of Zombieland. Like, he's like, I'm in Garland, Texas, and it just looks like this all the time. Like, that's where I live, and it does not look like that. I don't know what you're talking about, but anyway, yeah.
Best part of Zombieland is the beginning of the credits. That's all. Otherwise, that movie's no good. Anyway, okay. I think we covered this before, but I want to do it again.
Dare you?
I wasn't impressed. Favorite John Carpenter film. The reason I'm doing this is because it was posted on our Facebook, pictures of it, and we got a big response. And I just want to know a recap of what everybody's favorite John Carpenter movie is. Anything. It doesn't have to be horror.
Big Trouble in Little China.
I knew you were going to say that.
Boom.
Just shot it out.
Prince of Darkness.
Nice.
Hmm.
The Thing. The second time I saw it.
Brian.
See that? Why would you ask me that question? Because I'm not gonna just give you one movie. I'm gonna.
That's a loaded question.
Damn.
But you're going to have to repeat the question because he wasn't listening.
No. My favorite John Carpenter movie.
Fine. What's
of
the
all
best
time.
one?
All of them starring Kurt Russell, and also including Assault on Precinct 13. My favorite one is Escape from New York, hands down.
I'm gonna go with.
Ooh.
I love Halloween and I love The Thing, but I remember when I saw the poster for Vampires for the first time, I was like, "Oh my god, John Carpenter's making a vampire movie. It's gonna be great." And James Woods I loved it. So
I actually owned that on VHS back in the day.
I used to.
Back when they stopped making VHSs.
All right.
James Woods is a fucking saint.
What?
That's surprising, Ray. I like that choice. Vampires, that's nice.
Yeah, that's a good
It's
choice.
forgotten.
It is forgotten. That is a forgotten movie. Absolutely.
That's a movie I could have seen. There is one sequel to it with Bon Jovi in it, New Jersey Connection.
Bon Jovi.
But I thought it could have spawned more than one sequel. It's based on. It has a lot of history in it, which I like, and based on that, they could have had a lot of made a lot of other sequels, but that terrible.
So
Los Muertos.
So guys, no Ghosts of Mars, really?
I love that movie, but it's not my favorite. Ice
That's
Cube
one
all the way.
I never made it all the way through that one.
What?
Yeah, not because I didn't like it. It's like every time it was on, I would catch it like in the middle, or it was I start watching it and fall asleep or something like that. Not because it's a bad movie. I was enjoying it, but it's just I need to probably watch it eventually.
Ray, no.
It's definitely more of an action.
It's pretty
but it's a
fucking
good flick.
awful movie.
Hey.
I've heard that, but
Hey.
some of us like awful movies like Shocker.
Oh man, no, Shocker's not as bad as the Resident Evil movies. I'll throw that out there.
I saw Ghost of
Alright.
Mars in a private screening, and it didn't play well in the room. A lot of people, the people I was with, didn't care for it.
It doesn't surprise me. Anthrax, Buckethead, they had amazing soundtrack to that movie.
Agreed. That is a strong soundtrack, absolutely. But
Some
the
say
film
it's a better
itself-
soundtrack than Suspiria. I'm messing around.
John Carpenter said something about how Ghosts of Mars was the prime example of what happens when Hollywood takes a shit on your idea.
Yeah, well, that happens. That happens
Hollywood,
more
baby.
often than not.
Yeah.
So do you think it was either Natasha Henstridge or the casting of Ice Cube that shat on that movie?
I thought Ice Cube and Natasha Henstridge did a pretty decent job for what they were given. It didn't seem like a John Carpenter movie at all. Without his name being attached to it, and maybe like some of the scenes where he's like, no, it didn't seem like a John Carpenter movie at all. It seemed very, very confused to what it wanted to be, and it's just a prime example of what happens when you let Hollywood take over. Because they're budgeting your movie, which, for granted, Ray, Zill, and I talked about this before. Someone gives you a shitload of money to make a movie. They're going to want to have their ideas being presented in the movie. They may not be the best ideas, but they're giving you money to make a movie that you want to do. So,
Right.
and then, of there's the contract signing and the fucking legal opportunities you have to take, and the fucking lawyers and the fucking producers and the producers friends and families encouraging him. It just seemed like Ghost of Mars was like a fucking shit show.
That was his last big budget film.
Until Halloween comes out here directly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Move on to the next. This is kind of a tough one. Okay. So you have the opportunity to reboot a beloved horror series. and you were tasked with creating a cinematic universe with 2 franchises, with the exclusion of A Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, or Halloween. Which 2 horror franchises would you make into your own cinematic universe?
Oh no.
What?
Okay.
That was a mouthful.
Yeah. Horror franchises will you put in your cinematic universe? Not Halloween, not Friday the 13th, and not A Nightmare on Elm Street, because that's too easy.
I want Chucky versus the Ghoulies.
You could do Ghoulies, Munchies, and what's the other one? Gremlins.
Yeah, Munchies. Yeah, Ghoulies, Munchies, and
Yeah.
Gremlins.
And Critters.
Damn
And
it!
Critters.
Critters 4. Woohoo!
Anybody else got an answer? This is
Wait,
kind
so
of
is it supposed to be like a? Is it
Repeat,
supposed to be like
repeat it
a
again.
Freddy
Repeat
versus
it.
Jason thing, or?
Yeah, but there's going to be multiple. It's like the Marvel universe. They start out with Iron Man,
Oh, okay.
and then started
Yeah.
adding characters to it.
Yeah.
Trying to do it, whether Dracula, Frankenstein, and all the other ones. Think about it like that. You could take Scream, and I know what you did last summer, and make them in the same universe. I wouldn't. So do I need to repeat it?
No.
Is this too tough?
So
No, I get it. I got it.
you know
Well,
what?
that's a toughie.
You know what I would do? I would do.
It's alive.
I would.
It's alive in basket case.
No. I would totally do Alien and Blade Runner. Put them in the same universe. I think it would make the most logical sense.
They could. In
Yeah,
the same universe now.
because the androids, like in Blade Runner, are the same androids they use for Alien and Aliens, and it's like on Earth, they're being hunted, but they're totally okay to use if they're government issued, and I think that it would be cool if the xenomorphs landed on Earth during like the Blade Runner time, and Harrison Ford has to hunt down all of these xenomorphs who are impregnating all these androids, and they create like robotic xenomorphs or something like that. I don't know. I think you could go a whole bunch of ways with it. That's just my theory.
Yeah, movies too. But nobody likes my idea: basket case versus It's Alive.
Well, they could share
No.
the basket.
Well, they could.
I was thinking.
They're in Reanimator.
I would love to live in a world where I could see Pumpkinhead and The Fly be merged as a cinematic universe. I think that you could take the Jeff Goldblum The Fly as the first film in the series, The Fly 2 as the second film, but do sort of like a Rogue One where you stick, Pumpkinhead in the middle of the two plots. And Pumpkinhead has to avenge the death of Jeff Goldblum. The son wants Pumpkinhead to go after the people that I don't know. I shouldn't have had those mushrooms. I drank a lot of NyQuil before the show, so that could explain my my rambling. But I would like to see a world where Pumpkinhead and The Fly could be in the same film together. That's Nirvana for me.
Nirvana from that's just
Okay.
that's just the stuff. You got something?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
All right, now this is for all good old hillbillies and such down south. Y'all got a good way by ourselves. I'd like to take this Texas Chainsaw Massacre and mix this, say, with Wrong Turn, folks. I think
Okay.
we have a very nice time with each other and get a nice good carving up of you damn Yankees. We're going to turn some of you boys inside out and make some of you others squeal like a nice pig on a nice sunny afternoon while we roast you up.
Don't they already celebrate Thanksgiving together?
Well, we need to kind of give it a little twist.
All right, Morgan, did you
Let that sink
Did
in.
you, Yeah. Did you think of anything, Morgan? I'll give you a pass if you want. This was a tough one.
The Scream movies and the Scream TV show.
So moving on. They could